Welcome back to the Green Room. Well, Metiria and Russel, something very interesting and directly relevant came up there. Have you demanded an audit of Labor's figures?
No, we haven't demanded an audit, but what we said was that during any post-election negotiations, obviously we'd have a look over their books and their fiscal position. There's no reason to think there's anything wrong in their fiscal position, but as a matter of due diligence, of course we would. I mean, we're about putting together...
And they would have a look over yours?
Of course, it's there. We've got Infometrics to have a look at it already. But as a matter of due diligence, when you're putting together a budget in any post-election negotiations, you need to know exactly what's going on. It's just good process. And the Prime Minister seems to take offence at that. I mean, you know, the truth is, in this debate between the three main parties, Labor's put their fiscals out there, Greens have put their fiscals out there, National still have yet to tell us what their full fiscal position over the next 3 years actually is. In health and education, big cuts are currently projected in the budget. They say that's not going to happen. Well, how are they going to fix it? How are they going to pay for it? They tell us that they want to deliver a tax cut. Maybe. Well, how are you going to pay for it? Where's the money? They don't seem able to put out their fiscal projections for the next 3 years. Labor and the Greens have.
Nonetheless, we saw John Key there more than once in that part of the debate using the green bogeyman.
Yes,
you are used as a wedge against Labour.
Well, and this is a man who's going to have to, if he's going to form a government at all, we expect not. The Conservatives, United Future, ACT have been completely discredited numerous times, and at least on their fourth strike or their fifth one. You know, nobody is reminding the country that John Key has a number of partners available to him who have very little support in this country and very, very little credibility. That's an important message that needs to get out there.
So what's wrong with the economy? We're getting growth, as Key says, unemployment is kind of down.
Well, New Zealand now has one of the lowest value-add economies in the OECD because it's based on simple commodities. And as you see with simple commodities, prices go up, prices go down. You rely on a couple of simple commodities into a couple of markets, it's incredibly vulnerable. So instead of investing in a more innovative-based economy, research and development, value-add, all that kind of stuff, high-value manufacturing, ICT, that's all going by the wayside. It's doing okay, but what's really happening is it's simplifying as an economy, and that makes it really vulnerable.
And the effect is that we see some people getting extremely wealthy and most people doing very poorly. So 50% of New Zealanders have seen no appreciable increase in their income since National came to power. We have 35,000 more children living in the severest poverty in this country as a result of John Key's economic plan. His economic plan has failed our country. Our rivers are worse, our kids are worse off, families are doing no better, housing is worse. John Key has failed this country on his economic plan.
You've both talked about the value-add thing. This is something I think that has been talked about for every election for the last 30 years. We all agree that we should do more with logs rather than just ship them out of the country. Why have we never gotten there?
It requires quite a big investment by the government in R&D, and so, you know, we're doing half the rate of the OECD average in terms of R&D. We know from other countries, little countries that have got out of the hole we're in, is the government put a lot of money into research and development. It's expensive, but if you want to get out of the hole of simple commodities, that's what you have to do. The private sector follows eventually in time, but the government's got to lead it, and that, you know, that costs money. Greens put the money up, National haven't.
Right, we're going to have to wrap here, and we'll be back soon after this one.